Hi everyone, I'm Jackie and welcome to my channel, Cheers Mommy's Crochet. This is part 3 of the making of my Sunflower Bliss blanket. You can also use the same methods that I'm going to use for this blanket on any blanket. So it's for more than just this blanket. I used a 5mm hook and I made a total of 64 granny squares. You're going to need 32 of the solid and 32 of the sunflower, and the border is going to be about a 1/2 inch on each side, and it's about 50 inches wide. And let's see, if you notice, I've got stitch markers attaching them to help keep them in line, and I've got this one up here, and that is so I'll know to always start with that up there and then work my rows down this way. That way we're going to do single crochets to attach them, and if you've ever used them to attach them, you know they're going to fall either up or down, and we're going to go this way, so they're going to go down. And if next time I start doing it and I have it switched the other way, they're going to go down this way. And then I'm going to have some rows where it's going to be going upward and some where it's going to go downward. So that's why I do that, to keep track of that. And I guess that's all the ideals I can tell you. Is this is really helpful, and to keep the squares in line, I do like the stitch markers. And I'm going to use white so that you can see the stitches really good, because the green on the green and the yellow on the yellow, you're not going to be able to really tell that good. Okay, so it's facing up. We're going to, first of all, I'm going to take the safety, or yeah, the stitch marker right there. Okay, you're going to flip it where the fronts are facing each other. We're going to be working on the outside of it. And we're going to attach the yarn. Just go through both of them. Okay. And I usually do 2 knots, but I'm going to be taking this back out, so that's going to make it a lot easier. And we're going to go back through both of them. And we're going to pull up a loop. And we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to go right back in there, right through both of them. And we're going to do 2 single crochets. And if you don't like the look of the 2 single crochets, you can just do 1 single crochet. I just prefer the 2, and especially when you come to where all 4 of them come together, it looks really good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to work ourselves to the 4 corners, doing 1 single crochet in each stitch. You're going to go through this granny square, and then you're going to go to the same granny square through that top of that one, right directly behind each other. See, they're lined up, and you're going to do a single crochet. And you're going to do this all the way across until you come to the 4 corners. So go ahead and complete that, and I'll meet you here at the corners. Okay, so I've made it to the 4 corners, and I've got all my single crochets. And now we're going to go through both these corners, just like that. And we're going to do 2 single crochets in there, just like that. And now we're going to pick this one up, these 2 up, and we're going to go in each of those corners through both of them, like that. And try to keep your yarn tight. It kind of tends to loosen up when we jump over to the next granny squares, so try to keep that tight. And you're going to do 2 single crochets, but you don't want it too tight. So now we've got 2 single crochets in that, and let's see if I can lift it up and show you. See, there's 2 here, and then there's 2 here. This here is underneath there. So it really shows up really pretty when we come back this way. I'll show you, because then you're going to have the thickness of the 2 single crochets here and here, and it looks really pretty. Okay, so now we're going to work ourselves all the way down to the end here. And of course, I'm just doing the 4 squares as a sample today. So go ahead and do that all the way to the end. And I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm at the end, and this is what it should look like so far. I haven't done the last one yet though here. So here's the end, the corners on the end. We're going to go through both of those, through both granny squares, and you're going to do your single crochets. I'm doing 2, but if you want to do 1, that's fine. Now I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. And this is what it should look like. And we'll do look at the front. Isn't that pretty? It gives it like a vintage look. That's why I think I like it so good. Okay, so now what you would do is you would go down all your rows, and when you get that finished, we're going to do this one here. So then you're going to turn it, and so now my stitch marker is right here. So now when I do it this way, I'm going to have to remember it's at the bottom. So that way, if you do that, all your, see the single crochets, how they're facing down, every row will be identical. So that's why I do that. Okay, so I'll have it right here. So now we're going to flip them over like that. I'm going to go ahead and take my stitch marker out. And we're just going to do the same thing as when you're going this way. We're going to attach the yarn. And you're going to do your 1 or 2 single crochets here. We're going to do our chain 1 in there. Now we're going to go in there and do our single crochets in the corner. And then you're going to do a single crochet in every stitch across. So go ahead and continue that, and I'll meet you here at the corner, and I'll show you how to get across this. Okay, so I've made it to the middle here, and it's harder to find since we have this row of single crochets there, but we're going to go into each corner. We're going to go into this granny square corner, and then we're going to go over here and find this corner, like that, and we're going to do our single crochets in that corner. There's 1 and 2. And now we're just going to jump over this row of single crochets, and we're going to go into these corners. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to go in the next one too. So I did 2 in the corner, but I'm going to go ahead and go into the next stitch and do a single crochet that way, because I'm wanting to turn it over and show you what it looks like. And that's what it looks like. So if you don't like the look of the thickness, you can just do one single crochet. But I like it like that. Okay. So I've already did my first stitch in the, or first single crochet in the stitch going into these granny squares. So go ahead and continue that to the corner or to the end, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm at the end. So I'm going to do my last 2 single crochets here in the corner, and chain 1 and fasten off. Okay. So this is what it should look like on the back. And here's the front. And I would have used yellow for this, but like I said, I'm using the white so that you can kind of see it a lot better. It shows up a lot better. Okay, so now we're going to start with the border. And you're going to go to any corner. Let's see. I'm going to start here where I've got this safety pin, stitch marker. And I'm going to attach my yarn. Okay. I'm going to go in there and do a chain 1. We're just going to scoot that over. And now we're going to do 3 single crochets in this corner here. And now we're going to do a single crochet all the way across in each stitch. All the way to here. And I'll meet you here and I'll show you how to get over this right here. Okay, I've made it here to the corner. And we're just going to put 1 single crochet in that corner. That's the chain 2 space. And then right here where we joined the 2 granny squares, this is the 2 single crochets. I'm going to go in the top loops like that and do a single crochet. And I'm going to go to the next corner and do 1 single crochet. And that's what it should look like. Okay, and go ahead and I'll meet you here at the next corner. Okay, I've made it to the corner. And we're just going to put 3 single crochets in there. Let's see, there's 1, 2, and 3. So go ahead and continue the same pattern. In the corners, you're going to put 3 single crochets, a single crochet on top of every stitch. And when you get to this corner, you're going to do 1 single crochet, then a single crochet right in here, and single crochet, and then continue to the end where you'll do 3 single crochets. Go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Okay, I'm at the end of the row. And now what we're going to do is we're going to skip over that chain 1 that we did here in the corner. And we're going to go to the first single crochet. And we're going to do a slip stitch there. And then we're going to go into the second single crochet and do a slip stitch. Now we're going to do a chain 3, and this acts as our first double crochet. And we're going to go ahead and do 8 more double crochets in that same space, and that will be a total of 9 double crochets. That's 3. And my last one. Okay, so that's 9, counting the chain 3, that's 9 double crochets right there in the second, which will be your middle single crochet in the corner. And now we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then the third single crochet. Let's see, wait, that one's kind of hiding. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right there. We're going to just do a single crochet. And that's what it will look like. Now we're going to skip 2 more, 1, 2, and in that third one, 1, 2, 3, we're going to do 7 double crochets. We're going to put more on the corners because it kind of wraps around the corner and it just looks better. And you know, I'm doing 7 double crochets for the shells. These are called shells, but you can do however many you like. But no matter how many I do on the sides, I like to do a couple more in the corners. Okay, so there's 1. And 7. Whoops. Now I'm going to skip over 2, 1, 2, and in the third one I'm going to do a single crochet. And this is what it should look like so far. And when we come around here and we attach to that, it's going to lay over right. And that's what it should look like so far. So go ahead and continue this all the way around. And when you get to your corner, well, I'll meet you down here and show you how to do that. Okay, I'm back. Okay, sometimes your stitches will work out perfectly. Mine didn't, and that's fine. But remember, we skip 2, 1, 2, and then in the third, we'll do either the single crochet or your shell stitches. I've got 4 stitches before I get to my middle single crochet, and that's fine. I'm just going to skip, instead of skipping 2, I'm going to skip 3, and I'm going to start doing my double crochets. And it doesn't show up because you're going to have more double crochets right here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So see, you can't even tell that I had to skip 4 instead of, instead of skipping 2, I had to skip 3 there at the end. And then this is going to wrap around there. So go ahead and continue what we've done. Continue doing skipping 2, and on the third one do your single, skip 2, and on the third do your 7 double crochet shell, or however many double crochets you want. And I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, I'm at the very end. I've just got to do my last single crochet. 1, 2, 3. And my stitches, the count worked perfectly in all the sides except for that first side. I must have skipped a stitch or something. Okay, so I just did my last single crochet of the row. And there's 1, 2, and then of course the 9 double crochet is on the third. So what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3, chain 1, and fasten off. And this is what it looks like from the back. And then here's the front. I can't capture the whole square on my phone at once. Isn't that pretty? And I hope you've enjoyed making this blanket, and thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And hopefully I'll see you in my next video. And until then, God bless and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.